8. What were the two issues on which the two wings of the Congress had differences of opinion? Or 3. The assertive nationalists proposed the name of which candidate as president for the Civics session? Or 1. The early nationalists proposed the name of which candidate as president for the Civics session? Or 1. For how many years were the assertive nationalists expelled from the Congress? 1. I. Swadeshi movement The Swadeshi movement cast its shadow on the growing differences between the early nationalists and the assertive nationalists. The assertive nationalists wanted to extend the Swadeshi boycott to rest of India and make it a vehicle for a full-fledged political mass struggle leading to Swaraj. The early nationalists, however, did not approve it for the whole of India and wanted it to be confined to Bengal only. Moreover, the early nationalists did not want to extend open support to boycott, which was in conflict with their policy of petition and persuasion. 2. Nevertheless, the early nationalists and the assertive nationalists sank their differences and passed a resolution at the Calcutta session in 1906 condemning the partition of Bengal. The dispute between the two wings of the Congress on the issue of Swadeshi, Swaraj and national education was not resolved. 3. Disagreement over the candidature of the next president. There was also a disagreement over the candidature of the next president. Finally, Dada Bhai Nauroji, who was respected by both the groups, became the president in 1906. In this session, Dada Bhai declared that from now on Swaraj or self-government as it existed in the United Kingdom would be the goal of the Indians, and the Swadeshi and boycott movements will have the support of the Congress. 4. The differences between the two sections continued. They surfaced again in the next session in 1907 at Surat. The assertive nationalists proposed the name of Lala Lajpat Rai as president of the Surat session. The early nationalists proposed the name of Rash Bihari Ghosh. When the session at Surat began in December 1907, there was utter confusion. This led to the split in the Congress, and the assertive nationalist leaders were expelled. For 9 years they remained out of the Congress. 9. How did the British exploit the differences between the early nationalists and the assertive nationalists? 2. 10. What was the effect of the split between the two wings of the Congress on the national movement? 3v. Opportunity to the British to exploit the situation to their advantage. The split in the Congress was unfortunate because it gave an opportunity to the British to exploit the situation to their advantage. They adopted a policy of concession and repression, concession for the early nationalists as well as the Muslims, and repression to the assertive nationalists. By weakened the national movement. The Surat split also weakened the national movement. The early nationalists, however, were largely able to capture the Congress organization, and in the Allahabad Convention, held in April 1908, the split was formalized.